Hi folks, it's Maureen here, Stitch Mac, and I am back to catch up with what I've been stitching on the last few weeks and what I'm going to be stitching on. I just want to say thanks if anybody that has come back here from the WIP parade. Thank you for sticking with that and for coming along. It's always much appreciated. Everyone is very much appreciated kicking around these parts and having a look in to see what's going on. So, sorry, I've got my tablet sitting there and it keeps glaring in my eyes. Right, so I'm going to start with what I have been working on basically the last few weeks. I'm going to start with my Becky here because I've just literally been stitching on this tonight, so that's why I'll just do it just now. Sorry, the light's rubbish. It always is. I'm trying to, let me see if I can just, no, that just makes it like 10 times worse. So, this here, in case you don't know, is my Cartographica XL by Tilton Crafts. I'm not sure if it's still available. It may well be retired, but it may well still be available. Okay, so just to give it, I'm not taking out its case now because it's way wedged in here, but that's the end of it there. So, we started the year over here. And then we worked over and we did Italy. And then we came over and we came into Turkey and oh my god, it's nothing against Turkey. It's a lovely country. I've been my holidays there, it's very nice, but oh my holy mother of God. I don't know, I just could not get to grips with it at all. It was just so pernickety. But I worked my way through. And then we came through here and then we've come over and I think this is the Caspian Sea. Because that's the Black Sea, I think. Apologies, my geography is a bit out, but I think that's that. And we're kind of coming over into the stands now, as I would call them. So, I kind of worked my way over here. This, sorry, let's try and find it. This took forever and a day. What I'm trying to do this year, I've been trying to do for the last few years, is doing 10% every year. So this year I want to get up to 50%, which works out at 3,000 stitches a month. Normally that's fine, you can normally kind of get through that, it's not too much pressure, plenty of time to stitch in this. Swear to God, it was taking me all my time. As you will see, there's a lot of stitches in there. But this bit got a little bit easier. Then I got a little bit fed up with all the confetti, so I thought, nah, you know something. I had to move on the Q-snaps, I thought, you know something, I'm going to cheat essentially and bring myself over here. So at the end of last month, I then started working at the Sea of China. And then this week, I've then come back and I've started coming back up in here. So what I'll do is, that's a page finish, you see, that's the end of a page. So I'm now just working my way back in. You'll see, so there's not huge amounts of threads for these in comparison to all this. Every single stitch is practically a different thread. So I'm just now kind of gonna come back and bring it all in together, but just to give myself a break from all that confetti before it actually drove me insane. So yeah, so it's in about 42% on that. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, on track. So I've done 1,000 stitches so far this month on it. I've just finished doing 1,000 stitches. I got another 2,000 to do this month, but we'll get that done. So that's been that. Now the other piece is I started to work on. Let me just see. Right. So I'm working that every month, and then I've picked 2 pieces this year to work on as well to try and get. I've been trying to do the complete 25 pages for Full Coverage Fanatics, one of their kind of challenges. And I thought it's quite a good way of just kind of getting, a bit more work done. So I picked another couple of ones, which I think I picked last year. And I thought I'll use these ones again this year. To do kind of concentrate a bit more. Sorry, I'm just gonna see. I've got my tablet here so I can show you pictures. Let's see, cross stitch. Full coverage. Yeah, so like I'm just gonna quickly show you. So just in case. So that is my, that's card. Sorry, it's really, being really professional here. There you are. That's my Cartographica XL. And it's glory. So that's that one. Just while I've got this sitting here. Now, and this one here, so I picked that, and then I picked this one, which is Bewitched Park. It's an Avramov, Leonid Avramov. Sorry, it's the slowest tablet in the world because it's a Kindle Fire. I only use it for my pattern keeper because it's quite frankly not much cop otherwise. This was charged by Love by Thread. They're no longer in business, so no point in telling you that. That is what the end result will look like. And this is where I've got to. So I completed another page on it just to finish that up. So the way I'm kind of working it, sorry, I'll just show you in a minute, is I'm doing, I kind of each month I'm not even really doing it kind of monthly, I'm just kind of doing it. So I'll kind of do like 1,000 stitches on each piece. And once I've got to the bit I want to get to, I'll put it away. So like, for instance, I'd finished a page and it's my goal to get, I think 3 or 4 pages completed this year on this. So I'm now working on a different one, but it will come back out. So yeah, the page I got finished here. What's this? Sorry. I'm gonna try and just lighten things up a bit here because it's really rubbish. No, it looks yeah, that looks a bit better. So I did this bit here. And it's quite a nice change from a Cartographic. I mean, even though it's a full coverage piece and it is still quite confetti, it does stitch up a little bit easier. Guys, I don't want to burn it into her because then it's better. Turn the light out. Yeah. So I think I've got another 2 pages to go. So I'm really only, I think it's maybe about here. Not a huge piece. I started this like back in 2017, and because it wasn't on Pattern Keeper, trying to work off paper patterns is just, I actually did complete some full coverage pieces, but I don't know how. So it's hard going. So it just kind of got abandoned for, well, I'd work a wee bit on it, but it never seemed to kind of get any momentum going, if you know what I mean. So, and every year I go, yeah, I'm going to do a bit more on it, but no, this year I've at least completed 1 page if I don't do any more on it. That's at least start. I want to kind of just get the top row done. And that's that piece. So then the other full coverage piece, I'm now, don't know why I'm looking in there. Actually, no, I'll just show you quickly. This is another Love by Thread. This is ages me because, yeah, this has been out of business for years. Paradise Small. Again, it's been kicking around for years. This is still on a paper pattern. I bought it as a PDF, but somewhere along the line, I must have stored it on an old computer or something. I don't know. I just could never find a PDF of it. Let's just show you that. Ooh. So, as you'll see, this is really, I've really not got a lot to do in this. And once I get stitching on it, and once I kind of get into the groove, once I get back onto stitching paper and get into the groove of it, it really does stitch up pretty quickly. It's just readjusting to that paper thing. I mean, I keep hitting the bit of paper. I don't know if anyone else does that. Like, as if that's going to magically highlight the paper for me. Was it not working? It is really, it's like, it's not working. Where's the other symbols? Oh, why I actually have to look for them. And oh my god, this bit down here. So I was doing this little bit the other day, and it's like a circle with an 8 and a circle with a 6. It's teeny. I've actually had to take pictures of it and then blow the pictures up to it because my thing must have been a lot better when I started this. Like, my reading is not too, It's not too bad. I mean, I don't need glasses to read, but it's certainly got worse since I started this. So I'm like, how did I ever stitch this? But yeah, but just look at it. I mean, it's so lovely. And the weird thing is, it's like, it really is like blocks of color. It's like, say, it stitches out quite easily. But it's really, it's just like blocks of color, but the way it's blended in, it just, oh, I fucking love this. Look at it. It's gorgeous. So anyway, I'm working on this bit here. So this is like a page. So I've got one more full bit and another little half bit of a page. So maybe not even half a page. So it brings me to be there. I'm trying not to do it in lines, but oh my god, see just, yeah, the whole paper thing. I'm just trying my best. I mean, I can see there's lines in it. It's just, but once I've given it a wash and an iron and stretch it all out, you really can't. It'll not be too bad. So yeah, so I'm just gonna work it all up here. So this will come back out again for another 1,000 stitches. So the page is coming up to about here. Yeah, about halfway. So I'm tempted to actually just do a wee bit more on this. Oh, I've lost one. I'll back on it. Yeah, because it is one of those things. It's when you get into the groove of it, you know. It's like, okay, I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I'm on a roll. Because otherwise, yeah, it can get a little bit tricky. So that's that. Then this month, let's see what else. That. I didn't want to show you. No. Just muttering away to myself here. Right, I'll show you this wee one as well. Oh, I don't know that one. This is going to be, I'll quickly show you that. It's a little house. It's a little fridge house. Excuse me. Oh god, you know something I've just realised? What day are we on? March? I don't even know. Oh yeah, March 9th. And I've just realised my February, my little February monthly thing is still out. I always change my work hours of when I work. I always change it the first day every time I come back into work. Yeah. I've just realised that's still in February. This is another February, so this is the millet. That's what I'm talking about. So I have them sitting out on my, like in my fireplace or wherever. So yeah, I'll put that away now. I'm going to put it over there and chop it out for March. But this is another little February one. It's a little Frenchy house. I was planning to kind of start everything kind of seasonally and try and do it all seasonally, and then I was like, oh, you know something, just stitch this. Just stitch it until it's finished. I've got all the threads out for it, otherwise I'm like, I've got them all in the back. Yeah, just do this. So I've just done the house and I've just done up a bit. I made a total boob though. I managed to have, what did I do? I was stitching the grass and like I decided that the house, I suddenly went, oh, the house is really small. It was very nearly a bungalow. But I said, no, just take it out. So I'm just hoping that I just can randomly start to do it on this bit of fabric. I think it's because I'm so tight. I'll maybe try and get another one on this one as well. But yeah, we'll see how that one comes along. I like to have like a little small piece just to keep me entertained in amongst all the big madness that I like to do. I did have a finish, but it's in the cupboard somewhere. Bear with me a second. Okay, I went to look for the finish I did, and I can't find it. Well, I say I can't find it, it wasn't right in front of my face, so therefore I can't be bothered looking for it. It's like I'm not starting to pull everything out just to find it. But when I did, but then I thought, right, while I'm in the cupboard, I'll bring out March. So this is one of the French houses. So in the last few years, I've been working on all of this series and all of the Snowflower Diaries, Joyful World series. So I must have still the March one to do for it because I've only got the March French house. But yeah, so it can now get put in its wee place. I'll pop it over there for just now. So yeah, that's what I've actually been stitching on the last week. Apart from I've got baby sampler, I'll show it once it's done. So we're in the second week of March, and next week Formula One starts, which means I'm going to start my ridiculously overambitious Formula One kind of game plan thing. If you've been around this channel before, you'll know I like to do that. I think if you've not, so I did the World Cup. I did a game kind of thing that I just did myself for the World Cup, and then which was overly ambitious. And then I did it again for the Euros. I modified it slightly. So essentially, like for the World Cup, I took I had 32 whips. It was 32 teams. There was a whip for each team, and I whittled it down to the winner. But it just So I'm like, oh, there's nothing on this year's Olympics. There's nothing on. What will I do? And I was like, oh, Formula One. That might be quite interesting. That runs all year. Well, near enough all year. So I have devised a little thing. So I went back and forth. I was like, do I do it with driver? Do I do it with team? Do I do it for the points, etc.? So I have come up with, and I thought, because there's 20 drivers, but there's only 10 points. There's only placed points for the top 10. And the way it kind of works is you're going to have 6 or 8 drivers who are going to have more points. They're going to, they're always going to be in the top. There could be some drivers don't get any points or minimal points. So I was like, well, if I do it only in the points, that means, and some of the teams, so either way, if I do it as drivers or teams, some of the teams won't give very many points, etc. That way, some of them might not, I might pick a pattern for it and it doesn't get worked on. So I've picked 20 whips for the 20 drivers, and I will assign points for places, not for I'll assign points for my points, not their points, my points for places. So I'm gonna do 200 for first, then I'll drop to 180 and 170, and then go down by 10, 180, 170, so on and so forth, and 10 points for 20th place. So equivalent stitches, point stitches, 200 stitches for the winner, 10 stitches for the 20th place. If there is a 20th, if they're DNF, as in did not finish, they get 0. Nothing, right? So that way I thought, well, at least if they get some points, they might, it means then every race they'll get some stitches. It might not be very many, but they'll get some. So I'm not planning on doing, I'm not going to work on all 20 pieces sorry, I'm just going to look at the schedule. So March, there's back to back, so it's next weekend, the 21st of March, then there's a gap, and it's 3 in April, 3 in May, 2 in June, 1 July, then they have 2 in July, then August. They don't even just have hardly any breaks now. It's just jam packed. It's 24 races. So I'm not gonna work on 20 pieces to try and get them all done after every race. My plan is to kind of work on like the top 3 or 4, basically as many as I can. Probably stick to like the kind of top 6 team drivers, not top 16 drivers, 3 or 4 teams, and I'll work on that stuff. Or or in the other way, I'm kind of going to maybe do this, open to plan, to rearrange it. It's kind of bank their points. So like, because I'm over excited. Like next week, I'll pick out the 3 or 4 places and I'll work on those. But the likes of your 10, your 10 stitches, 20 stitches, what I'm planning to do is bank those stitches until I get to like, if they get to 200, once they get to 200, if they get to 200, then I'll work on it and catch them up. I was hoping, I'm looking at this to actually work out. So the summer break must be in August because they have Hungary on the 1st of August, or yeah, the 3rd of August. Then they have a break to the end of August. I think they have like 3 or 4 weeks off. So I'll play catch up in like August if I'm still got stitches to do, try and get caught up for like the second half of the season. That's the plan anyway. This all might go completely out the window when I realise it's completely unrealistic, but it should be fine. Most of the stuff I've chosen is pretty, like, for me, easy going. Like, it's not like confetti, something, yeah, apart from most of it should be fine. Like, I should get 200. I mean, you're talking, so 200, 180. I think I'm trying to work it out. But yeah, I can easily kind of do a few, every week or every 2 weeks, and kind of, so I'm not like say, I'm determined not to be like, I'm not going to be like, I need to get all this done every week and be up to date. It's like, no, I'll just, bank the points and the stitches and do them as and when I get a chance to do them. Because I still want to do my cartograph, I still want to do other stuff. This is just to add a bit of interest for the year. I like watching Formula 1. Drive to Survive was back on Netflix yesterday. So I like watching it. And it adds a little bit of, who am I going to be working on this week? Okay. I went to look for the finish I did. And I can't find it. Well, I say I can't find it. It wasn't right in front of my face. So therefore, I can be bothered looking for it. It's like I'm not starting to pull everything out just to find it. But when I did, but then I thought, right, while I'm in the cupboard, I'll bring out March. So this is one of the French houses. So in the last few years, I've been working on all of this series and all of the Snowflower Diaries Joyful World series. So I've only got, I must have still the March one to do for it because I've only got the March French house. But yeah, so it can now get put in its wee place. I'll pop over there for just now. So yeah, that's what I've actually been stitching on the last week. Apart from I've got baby sampler, I'll show it once it's done. So we're in the 2nd week of March, and next week the Formula 1 starts, which means I'm going to start my ridiculously overambitious Formula 1 kind of game plan thing. If you've been around this channel before, you'll know I like to do that. I think if you've not, I've done, so I did the World Cup. I did a game kind of thing that I just did myself for the World Cup, and then, which was overly ambitious. And then I did it again for the Euros. I modified it slightly. So essentially, like for the World Cup, I took like, I had 32 whips. It was 32 teams. There was a whip for each team, and I whittled it down to the winner, but it just, yeah. So I was like, oh, there's nothing on this year's Olympics. There's nothing on. What will I do? And I was like, oh, Formula 1. That might be quite interesting. That runs all year. Well, near enough all year. So I have devised a little thing. So I went back and forth. I was like, do I do it with driver? Do I do it with team? Do I do it for the points, etc.? So I have come up with, and I thought, because there's 20 drivers but there's only 10 points. There's only placed points for the top 10. And the way it kind of works is you're going to have 6 or 8 drivers who are going to have more points. They're going to, they're always going to be in the top. There's some drivers, there could be some drivers don't get any points or minimal points. So I was like, well, if I do it only in the points, that means, and some of the teams, so either way, if I do it as drivers or teams, some of the teams won't give very many points, etc. That way, someone might not, I might pick a pattern for it and it doesn't get worked on. So I've picked 20 whips for the 20 drivers, and I will assign points for places, not for a point. I'll assign points for like my points, not their points, my points for places. So I'm gonna do 200 for first, then I'll drop to 180 and 170, and then go down by 10, 180, 170, on so on and so forth, and 10 points for 20th place. So equivalent stitches, point stitches, 200 stitches for the winner, 10 stitches for the 20th place. If there is a 20th, if they're DNF, as in did not finish, they get 0. Nothing, right? So that way I thought, well, at least if they get some points, they might, it means then every race they'll get some stitches. It might not be very many, but they'll get some. So I'm not planning on doing, like, I'm not going to work on all 20 pieces every start. I'm just going to look at the schedule. So, like, March, there's back-to-back. So, it's next weekend, the 21st of March. Then there's a gap. And it's like 3 in April, 3 in May, 2 in June, 1 in July. Then they have 2 in July. Then August. Like, they don't even just have, like, hardly any breaks now. It's just jam-packed. It's 24 races. So I'm not going to do... I'm not going to work on 20 pieces to try and get them all done every week, after every race. My plan is to kind of work on, like, the top 3 or 4. Basically as many as I can. And probably stick to, like, the kind of top 6 team drivers. Not top 6 team drivers. 3 or 4 teams, and I'll work on that stuff. Or in the other way, I'm kind of going to maybe do this, open to plan, to rearrange it. It's kind of bank their points. So, like, because I'm over excited, like, next week I'll pick out the 3 or 4 places and I'll work on those. But the likes of your 10th, your 10 stitches, 20 stitches, what I'm planning to do is bank those stitches until I get to, like, if they get to 200, once they get to 200, if they get to 200, then I'll work on it and catch them up. I was hoping, I'm looking at this to actually work out. So the summer break must be in August, because they have Hungary on the 1st of August, or the 3rd of August. Then they have a break to the end of August. I think they have like 3 or 4 weeks off. So I'll play catch up in, like, August if I'm still got stitches to do, try and get caught up for, like, the second half of the season. That's the plan anyway. This all might go completely out the window when I realise it's completely unrealistic, but it should be fine. Most of the stuff I've chosen is pretty, like, for me, easy going. Like, it's not like confetti. Apart from most of it should be fine. Like, I should get 200. I mean, you're talking, so 200, 180. I think I'm trying to work it out. But yeah, I can easily kind of do a few, every week or every 2 weeks. And kind of, so I'm not like I say, I'm determined not to be like, I'm not going to be like, I need to get all this done every week and be up to date. It's like, no, I'll just, bank the points and the stitches and do them as and when I get a chance to do them. Because I still want to do my cartograph, I still want to do other stuff. This is just to add a bit of interest for the year. I like watching Formula 1. Drive to Survivor Zone back on Netflix yesterday. I like watching it, and it adds a little bit of, ooh, who am I going to be working on this week? Sorry, I keep getting interrupted. Anyway, as I was saying, this is not about, this is just about a bit of fun. And it means I'm going to work on stuff that they'll just pretty much just sit otherwise in the cupboard and not really get worked on. So, I have picked some of the ones I've tried to pick with some kind of relevance, but most of them are just random because I'm like, well, I want to work on that. So I'll try, and I'm not going to pull out all the projects. That was all just my wet parade. I ain't doing that again for another year. Excuse me. I'll try and show a picture. I'll try and put a wee picture when I speak about it. So to start with, we have, I'm going by the list kind of, let's see what is seeded. I suppose it's kind of, the words. In order of the teams. So we have Red Bull. I don't know why they're number one. Max Verstappen and Liam Lawson. So Max Verstappen, I've picked Museum Shelf for, which is the Heaven and Earth. It's a quick stitch museum shelf. Amy Stewart it's the row with pictures and that. So there's a couple of like Dutch paintings on there. So I thought, well, fair enough. He's Dutch. Liam Lawson is Rapunzel. It's a memorabilia Rapunzel. That was a random one. I'm not Liam Lawson. Yeah, he's just I don't know much about him, to be fair. Mercedes. We've got George Russell. So I've gone for Stone Roses. No real reason for that, just with the choice. And then Kimi Antonelli is The Old World. Stone Roses is Mirabilia. The Old World is a sampler. Ironically, yeah, The Old World and Kimi is like the youngest there is. Then Ferrari, we've got Charles Leclerc. I went for Lavender Fields because French, kind of, South France. He's from Monaco. So the nearest, damn it. And then Lewis Hamilton, I went for Venetian Opulence because, Ferrari, Italian team. McLaren, I went for is Lando Norris. Went for Tags Island. This is where I'm going a bit wrong here, okay? Because let's face it, it's going to be Max Verstappen, Lando Norris. We'll see how Lewis gets on. Oh, I'm kind of hoping Lewis does quite well because Venetian Opulence, I can hoist through those stitches. And in Lavender Fields, it's fine. Tags Island and Museum Shelf are both more confetti heavy. So maybe if I did myself a doozy here with Lando because he's going to do well. Oscar Piastri is Reginald Poppies, another relatively easy one. Then we're going down. So in reality, those are the kind of ones. Those ones are I'm expecting to be doing the most on. So which is quite good because that's 1, 2, 3 Mirabilias, a sampler, and a couple 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4 full coverage. And what they're all relative there, apart from like tags in. Well, we'll see. Yeah. That might need to get changed. I do want to make some more progress on that, but I'm like, okay, well, I really want you to win, but I really don't want you to win now. So in reality, they're the ones that's probably going to get the most stitching done. And the thing is, none of these are going to get huge amounts because I'm doing 200 stitches. So even if they won every single race, that's what the less than 5,000, 4,800 stitches, and then one thing's going to get. So it should be doable. So then we drop down to the kind of next level. So we've got Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso, Spirit of the Pond, just because. Lance Stroll, Wintermucha. Alpine is Pierre Gasly, Labyrinthine Autumn. And Jack Doohan is Pandemic. I don't expect to be doing much. They'll do they're fair to middling. Williams, I mean, Williams, I'm hoping might be above this. Alex Albon is Cleopatra. And Carlos Sainz is the reindeer. It's my enchanted reindeer. I really hope Carlos Sainz does well. I really want him to say, get it up. You got rid of me, you twat. I've got it down here as RB, but apparently they're now Racing Bulls. Every year they change the names. I had to look it up because I didn't know who the second driver was. And apparently this year they're going to be called Racing Bulls. I liked when it was Toro Rosso, Red Bull. I liked Toro Rosso. I liked that name. I thought that was always the best name. Anyway, I'm diverting here. So I've got Yuki Tsunoda, and then I was like, oh, I need to do my Japanese one for that. So my Tsuzuri Kam, and then Isaac Hadjar. I had to look him up. Faces of Fairy. See how they go on. Sauber. Are they called? Oh, they are still called Sauber, I think, this year. Next year they'll be Audi. Nico Hulkenberg. That's my peekaboo. And Gabriel Bortoleto is Carnival. So we'll see. Then we've got Haas, Esteban Ocon, Princess in the P, and Ollie Beerman is Teardrop. So sorry, just whizzed through those. Spirit of the Pond is a Heaven and Earth. Full coverage. Wintermucha is a Tilton Crafts. I'll try and show these pictures. Sorry, I've just totally messed it up. I was just like, oh. Labyrinthine Autumn is Heaven and Earth. Pandemic is Long Dog. Cleopatra is another full coverage, Heaven and Earth. Enchanted Reindeer, full coverage, Heaven and Earth. Oh my god. Yeah, they're all pretty much. Carnival is Caroline Manning. Carnival, Princess in the P, Mirabilia. It's not Princess in the P, Sleeping Princess, but it's Princess in the P, if you know what I mean. And Teardrop is also Heaven and Earth. So yeah. So that's my plans for that. We'll see how it goes. It may get changed. It may be like, oh, stuff this man, it has to just be the top 10, or this is okay actually. I don't really know. It might just get abandoned halfway. I know, I doubt very much will get abandoned. If anything, yeah, I might just have to modify it slightly. But I'm hoping just that the whole banking the stitches is the way to do this, so that like I work on 3 or 4, and then it's like when somebody gets 200, I'm like, right, okay, I'll pull you out and I'll work on you. I mean, that's, I can do, I don't get huge amounts of stitching time, but in the morning, I'm a morning stitcher. I love to get up in the morning before I go to work. I can usually get a couple hundred stitches done in before I go to work. And then at the weekends I can get quite a bit in, so it's doable. We're gonna do this. And like I say, it's gonna be quite interesting. Especially just because, you know, the focus is always on the big teams and everything like that, so we're quite interested to see if any of these ones sneak up and get some extra stitches in. But anyway, that's enough talking. I feel like it's really late. It's only apparently 8 o'clock. I want to go to my bed. It's been an absolutely beautiful day here. But I think that's it. It's now going back to like Arctic winter, I think it is next week. I have my, Scottish Stitching Retreat on Friday. Going on Friday. Saturday, Sunday, so I'm looking forward to that. I was so tired like during the week. I was like saying to myself, I'm like, so I can't wait to go to this. And I'm like, I might actually just be like, you know what I mean, I know I've come here to stitch and like see people, but I might just be in my room for 3 days and just stay in my bed. And I'll be like, I'll receive visitors between there's a 3 and 4 o'clock. Otherwise, I won't be speaking to anybody. Yeah, I was so thankful I've had some decent night's sleep, but I was just like, oh, I cannot wait to just go and hide in my room and stitch. Maybe just stitch and just be like, yeah, if anyone wants to speak to me, yeah, I'll be there. You can come and see me there. Hopefully I'll feel a bit live there. Come by. I think I've had some sleep in the last few nights, so I'm feeling decidedly better. So yeah, I just love going to it. It's such fun. If you ever get a chance, go to retreats, go to it. But it's just, for me, it's brilliant because it's like an hour away from my house. I don't have to drive anywhere. I literally park, and that's it. I don't have to drive anywhere. Somebody feeds you. Brilliant. So yeah, that's next weekend. And other than that, let me think. What have I done? I did an EDT, which if you don't know, it's an extreme day trip. But I did have my birthday. It was the end of January. I still don't think I've mentioned that. I did that. Went to Geneva, just for the day. Flew out from Edinburgh, went to Geneva, had a wander about, got some chocolates, came home. It was great. So I'm gonna try and plan another one. For this kind of Mayish time, but it's just dependent. Obviously, once again, to holiday season and that, so I'm gonna have to look and see, like, obviously I don't want to do it. I mean that one, just to put in context, that flight cost me 55 quid, right? Return flight to Geneva, Switzerland, and back. You know, it was like, I went to my sister's, which is in Edinburgh, which is like an hour and a bit away from me, 30 quid in the train the other way. I was like, I've just paid 50 quid to go to like another country, like in a plane over hills and mountains and things. So yeah, so yeah, it's good fun. So yeah, I think I'll plan another one for that. That's my plan this year, is to do stuff going on long holidays. I just go for a day. It's just great. You just literally go on a plane, take a bag. You don't even need a bag or a rucksack. You just have like your handbag, and you go on. You're not pissing about waiting for bags and looking for hotels. You just go off and go, and then come home, and you're back in your bed that night. What's not to like? So you'll do that. Right, I'm going now. I need to just, oh, sleepy deepy. Right. Anyway, thank you very much if you've made it this far. Thank you very much for sticking around. And I will see you. I will probably be back sooner than later, because I'll have more, be interested and see what is the scores and doors next week. Because to be truthful, I haven't really I've not really saw much of the testing or the practice days or anything like that. So I'm like, what's the scores and the doors? See what happens next weekend. Alright, we'll see you next week. I'm actually going to be, yes, I'm actually going to be stitched. Oh, it's in Australia, isn't it? Oh, yes, that means I can just get up. Yeah, I'm just going to be staying in my room watching Grand Prix. Right, anyway, I'm away now. Chitty bye.